the Chair Tai Chi class and the Gentle Yoga for Back Care class. It's approximately 1 hour long. And what we'll be doing today is what I just said, Chair Tai Chi. So I invite you to come back to your chair. Let me scoot my chair just back a little bit. And in Tai Chi, we normally start with a bow. So what we'll be doing here is we'll do that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. And we bow down to one another in respect to start our Chair Tai Chi class. Welcome. My name is Gail. This is Veterans Yoga Project Online. Welcome to the class. So let's start with the Atlas Point rotations. We're going to take our nose and draw a circle. So why is this called Atlas Point rotation? So, the head is on the top of the spine. That's considered to be what they call the Atlas Point. And this is just to soften those muscles around the upper neck, the shoulders. You may hear a few crinkly things going on here. Now you can go a little bit slower, a little bit faster, but always, always keep it between the easy and ouch today. And let's pause and let's go in the other direction. If this tends to cause vertigo for you, what you can do instead is you can continue to do the circles, maybe a little bit slower, and have your eyes looking forward instead. You'll get a little bit of extra eye exercise when you do that. But if that's not a challenge for you, just have your eyes follow the direction of the nose circles. And one more time, all the way around. And then join me back here to the center. Very good. Let's place our hands together, and we're going to do what's called swimming dragon. And again, it's kind of noticing your range of motion in your shoulder, your neck muscles. And this one's a great one for if you got that little kind of crick in your neck. We're always like looking over our shoulder when we're driving, and sometimes you really notice it then. So this is a nice one for kind of increasing your range of motion. Again, do what you can with what you got. So first what we'll do is breathe in, belly big. And then we'll exhale, push the hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Notice what you notice here and try to relax those shoulders down. Very good. Breathe in, belly big. And then exhale back to the center. As you exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. Let's do that again. Start here first. Breathe in, belly big. And then exhale, push it away. Staying here, breathe in, belly big. Exhale back to the center. Very good. We're going to do what's called the finishing breath. So that's inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bring the hands down the heart center, bringing the heavens air back down to your dantian. So the dantian is about 2 finger widths or 2 inches below your belly button. It's where we kind of fill up from the bottom up and collect energy with our breath. So that's a kind of an out there concept. We can talk about that later, but for now, hand low below the belly button, then hand on top. Wiggle those shoulders a little bit. And let's breathe in, expand the belly. And then exhale, draw that belly button towards the spine. And again, breathe in, listen to the breath as it goes in. And exhaling. One more time, breathing in, belly big. And exhaling. So I find that the hand low on the belly and then above that kind of helps direct me to notice if my low belly is actually moving forward and contracting towards my spine. That helps to have lower blood pressure, lower your heart rate. Also helps to improve your cerebral spinal fluid flow, which kind of gets rid of the brain waste that accumulates in your brain and out through your thoracic ductlet. All right, from here, let's spin the wrists. I like this one because it just kind of gets them a little bit more mobile. Puts a little air on my chest, my throat. And then let's reverse, go the other direction. Very good. Now I notice when I go the other direction, my left wrist doesn't spin as easily as my right wrist. That's what I notice on me. Notice what you notice. Very good. Next is spread the feathers. So we're going to open up more blood flow into our head from our heart. So we're going to spread the hands out like a little starfish. Bring the arm out to the side, and then we're going to take the thumb and turn it to the back of the room. And then from here, take your opposite ear, drop it towards your shoulder. Woo, Might notice a little spicy stuff going on here. Now, if it's available, take the chin, bring it towards your shoulder. And then what we're going to do is bring that chin up to where the wall meets the ceiling. And we're going to draw a half circle or a smile with your chin. So bring it towards your chest and towards the other side and release. Let's do the other side. Spread the feathers, arms or fingers really spanned out, and take the hand out to the side and then turn the thumb to the back of the room. Very good. And take that other opposite ear, drop it towards your shoulder. You may take the arm off too, and you may notice it feeling different with the hand off the leg. You may not notice anything. And then take the chin, let's drop it towards our shoulder. Ooh, kind of feels kind of spicy on this side. And then bring the chin up where the wall meets the ceiling. So kind of tilt your head up a little bit. And with the chin, we're drawing a half circle or a smile. So bring it down towards your chest gently and then towards that extended arm side and release it back to the center. Very good. Let's just kind of roll those shoulders. This helps to lessen that hump, the upper back, shoulder strengthening also. And then reverse, go the other way. Ooh, a lot of snap, crackle, pops going on there in my collarbone a little bit. And then from here, let's kind of shake the hands up and down. This is called wild goose flutter. Bring a little bit more energy into the fingers, into the palms, into those arms. And then if you can, maybe one arm to the front, one to the side, and switch. And then let's go back to the front. And if you can, let's bring it straight out to the side. Ooh, that didn't feel good. Back to the front. Very good. Now we're going to shift over to one side of our chair. We're going to do stir arms. Maybe the hand is on the leg or hand on the shoulder, and just basically as if have your arm out to like you're drawing the outline of an oval bathtub. Now I have my hand on my shoulder here because this shoulder is a little spicy. So this just helps me, kind of guard it a little bit. And then let's pause and then go the other way. You might notice some sensation happening in the fingers, in the palm, and the underside of the arm. So that's just kind of energy moving around the body. Then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Again, notice what you notice if there's stuff going on. And let's shift over to the other side of the chair. Again, my chair's squeaky. Start that arm circle, or stir arms, as I like to call it. Again, helps to make you notice your range of motion in that shoulder. One might feel a little bit different than the other. Just, again, notice what you notice. So on this side, I don't need the hand on the shoulder. That's what I notice. But you may be noticing some different things, and that's okay too. And then let's pause and then take it the other way. Why is it the shape when I go in the other direction, never the same kind of shape? I don't know why that's true. Very good. Again, and you're noticing your range of motion here. And make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. So I'm going to come back to the center of my chair. And next is Kuan Yin Paints and Rainbow. Again, it's kind of a range of motion for that shoulder. Works that shoulder joint. What else? It isolates the upper shoulder joint. So we'll have a hand palm facing the side of the leg, and we'll inhale, arm up. Actually, this is the o'clock. Turn the palm out, exhale back behind you. I said it was Kuan Yin, but it's the o'clock. We're staying on this same side. So inhaling, arm up. Again, do what you can with what you got. Turn the palm away, exhale back behind you. Coordinating that breath, inhaling up, exhaling, turn the palm away, back behind you. When you coordinate the breath with the movement, it helps to lower your cortisol, your stress hormone. Turn that palm away, exhale, snap, crackle, pop. Again, one more time this side, inhaling up, exhale, back behind you. Very good. Now I'm going to shift over a little bit to the other side. And again, palm facing your leg. And let's, again, do the o'clock. So inhale, arm up. At 12 o'clock, return the palm away. Exhale back behind you. Again, inhaling up, up, up. Kind of open up that rib musculature when that arm is up. Exhale back behind you. You might have to turn your chest a little bit to make this happen. Again, inhaling up. Turn the palm away. Exhaling. One more time. Here we go. Inhaling up. Beautiful. Turn the palm away. Exhale. From here, take the hands to the center. Clap the hands. Clap them again. I like a good clap. Little heat into the palms, into those fingers. And then from here, we're going to cup the hands and swing the arms. You might be hearing, again, some snap, crackle, pops going on. I like this one. My left shoulder likes to make a lot of noise, though. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. This time, tap the upper back and bring it down. So we're kind of greasing the elbow joints here when we do this. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. From here, let's bring a leg out to the side. We have resting on the back of the heel, leg softly straighten. If it's too much for the back of the knee, bend the knee a little bit, but still invite the toes towards you. So this point and flex, this holding of the foot is to prevent foot cramps. What else does it do? It improves your ankle flexibility, brings the blood flow from the calf back to the heart. And when we're pumping the calf, that's considered to be our second heart in our body. And let's point the toes away. See if it feels a little different here. Now I'm on carpet here, so I don't flow as fast as I would if I were on a tile or a wood floor. And then let's start the pump. So you're bringing it towards you and away. I make little divots in my carpet when I do this in this room. And again, just notice what you notice or don't notice. Usually I don't notice it until I compare it to the next side, yeah? I go, oh, that's how it felt on this side. Ooh, it feels different on the other side, maybe. Well, all right, and then bring it in. Very good. Let's bring that other leg out. You can walk it, wiggle it out there. And then again, toes towards you. Ooh, does this feel a little bit more tight than the other side or not? Again, notice what you notice. I feel a little bit more kind of grabby sensation going on here in the calf, the back of the lower leg. And then point the toe away. And again, notice what you notice. And then let's get that movement going on. So bring it towards you and away. So when you do calf pumping, that's been shown in a study from the University of Houston about 1.5 years ago. Calf pumps help to reduce blood glucose. So, if you can't sneak away and do that little 5 to 10 minute walk after a big heavy meal, maybe you can do the calf pumps. It doesn't have to be with the leg extended. It could be, you're sitting underneath the table, you're sitting at the table talking, and you can kind of silently do those calf pumps. We'll do that in just a second so you can see what I'm talking about. 2 more. And then bring it in. So basically lifting the heels up and down. So that's pumping the calves, yeah? Just do a few of those. Very good. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And let's bring fists down to the waist. We're going to do eagle claw next. We're going to inhale, fist to chest. This is for increased mobility. Exhale, sky high. Do what you can. Excellent. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palms like a little starfish once again, and exhale, push it forward like you're doing a little stop sign here. And then inhale back to your chest. And then we're going to take it out to the side, and we're going to open and close 5 times. You can turn the head and watch. Be like, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Other side. Inhale, fist to chest. Big old breath right there, okay? Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale back to your chest. Open up the palms, spread them out. Exhale, push it forward. Wonderful. Inhale back to your chest. And then turn the head, push the hand out to the side, open and close. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the waist. Again, inhale, fist to chest, other side. Exhale, sky high, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest, open up the palm. Exhale, push it forward. Inhaling back to the chest. Exhale out to the side, open, close. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Last time. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest, open up the palm. Exhale, push it forward. Inhaling back to the chest. And then out to the side. Exhale, push it out to the side. Open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Let's do the finishing breath. So inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the chi. Now, I like that one because when we open and close the hands, that also is a little bit more kind of an arthritis effect for the hands, kind of getting the joints in the fingers a little bit lubricated when we close and open. Yeah, I love it. Again, let's do a breath, finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the energy from the heavens back down to the Danti end, back down to that collection center. From here, let's do a little bit of stuff for the legs. So we're going to bring a leg forward, out to the side, forward to the chair. Now you may need to be more towards the edge of the chair to do this. It's a little bit easier. Take my word for it. If you need to have a hand underneath to guide, please do so. Again, forward, way out, forward to the chair. Other side, again, forward, bring it out to the side, forward to the chair, forward to the side, forward to the chair. Now we're going to add on to that. We're going to draw the leg in 3 times. I'll cue you when that happens. So here we go. To the front, way out to the side. Now draw it in 3 times. 3, 2, 1, way out, forward to the chair. And again, you can use your hand underneath for guidance if that so is what you need. Let's other side. Forward, way out, draw it in. 3, 2, 1, way out, forward to the chair. Now we're going to do 5 times. Here we go. Forward, way out, bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay, forward. And then back to the chair. Other side, last time, forward, way out, bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, way out, forward, back to the chair. Let's do that finishing breath, inhaling up, and then again, bring down the chi. From here, scoot back in your chair just a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more for the ankles. We'll work on strengthening the knees, and we'll carry on from there. So what I like to do is either interlace my fingers on my shin or underneath my knee pit. But either one, I'm going to do it underneath my knee pit this time. I'm going to lean back and point and flex. So this way I don't have the floor kind of encumbering me from being able to kind of really get into my range of motion, what's available to me at this time. And then I'm going to pause it. I'm going to look at that foot, and then I'm going to try to think about the tiniest circle that I can draw inward. Okay, so tiny ankle circle. I can't quite do that. It's really jaggedy when I do that. And then make it medium, and then do the biggest ankle circle that you can. There may be some snap, crackle, pops happening, most definitely on my side. And then pause, and then you're going to look at your foot again, and then you're going to think about the tiniest circle you can draw outwards, okay? Again, my foot's kind of jaggedy when I do this. It's not smooth. That's what I notice. And then medium kind of circle, and then the biggest circle you can do. Woo! And release. You know what? Clap the hands. Sometimes when you lean back, knee towards the chest, you can feel a little kind of built up sensation in your hip musculature. So just take your hands kind of on the side of the hip, bring it down the side, the inside of the leg, the top, the underneath, the back of the knee, the shin, and the calf. Very good. Now, other side, you probably thought I forgot. I'm going to do the interlace this time, and then lean back. You do you, though. Maybe it's underneath the back of the knee. And point and flex. Again, today is Chair Tai Chi. Next Wednesday is gentle yoga for back care. Although this one helps with back challenges too. So there you go. Grab a chair. Now I'm going to pause this and then I'm going to look at my foot and I'm going to draw the circle inward as tiny as I can. This one's pretty jaggedy stiff too. Notice what you notice, okay? And then make it a medium circle. And then make it the biggest circle that you can. Woo. And then pause. And I'm going to look at my leg again. We're going to draw the opposite direction. So tiny, tiny circle to begin with. And then make it medium. Oof. And then make it bigger. Woo. Oop, there was a big old pop going on right there. And then release it down. From here, again, clap the hands. A little bit of heat into the palms. We'll do a little heat onto our side behind, our hip. Again, sometimes when we lean back and have the knee into the air, it can feel a little challenging, and then bring it down the side of the leg, the inside of the leg, the top, the underneath, that shin, that calf. Very good. Stomp those feet. And then up on the balls of the feet, shake the legs, kind of getting rid of that muscle memory there. We can stomp the feet and shake the legs. And let's do our breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. And bring the energy back down the heart center. Next is our blood pressure technique. So if you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, this kind of equalizes that. We have a thing where we activate our heart and pericardium meridians. We bring the thumb into the palms and the fingers on top of the thumb. And then there's a movement where we have the arms out to the side, but it's not just arms out to the side. You turn the arm outward, so you activate the meridian on the underside of the body. So to begin with, we inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bring the hands down the heart center. There's your heart. Grab your thumbs, fingers on the thumbs, and then you inhale, elbows back, chest forward. This is kind of like a cow pose in yoga. And then exhale, arms out to the side. So turn those arms out. Very good. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Blood pressure technique. Bring down the hands down the heart center. Grab those thumbs. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward, squeeze that upper back. Exhale, arms out to the side to release. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Bring the hands down the heart center. Here we go. And then grab those thumbs, elbows back, chest forward, breathe in. Exhale, out to the side. One more time. Here we go. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring it down. Grab those thumbs, elbows back, chest forward, breathe in. Exhale, out to the side. Beautiful. Finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then bring the hands down the heart center. From here, we're going to do what's called spinal cord breathing. So before we did that, where we were throwing the arms with the cupped hands, this time it's cupped hands here to the center. It's kind of like seated cat-cow, but it's called spinal cord breathing because you're kind of flexing and extending the spine. So it's a very similar movement. So from here, with the cupped hands here at the center, let's inhale, elbows up, chest forward. And then whatever you can do, all right? We're going to exhale, curve the spine to the back of the chair, bring the head down towards the hands. Now, you need to be kind of away from the back of the chair to make that happen, okay? And again, inhale, elbows up. Sometimes it's spicy coming out of that pelvic tilt, so go slower, okay? And then exhale, curve the spine to the back of the room. There's your cat version of cat-cow in yoga. And then inhale, elbows up. There's your cow in cat-cow in yoga. And then exhale. Now we're going to turn our body to the side, turning from the quad in Tai Chi. So we turn from the side, elbows up. So we're kind of getting into that side of rib musculature. And then exhale, back to the center. Other side, here we go. Elbows up, turn, turn, turn. Again, do what you can with what you got. And then exhale back to the center. Let's do one more to the center. So here we go. Elbows up, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then exhale. And then we'll come out of that with a finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then bring down the chi. Lovely. From here, a little bit of cardio. So clap the hands underneath the legs. So this is called cross crawl in our Tai Chi practice. So we're using the upper body the lower body, the left and the right. So we're activating all these neural pathways in our brain. So again, there's a little bit of dementia prevention, little brain boosting going on here with the practices of both yoga and Tai Chi. So I love it. Let's do 3 more. 3, y'all know, 2, I don't know how to count, and 1. From here, clap the hands. So we're going to do a different type of QiGong detox today. So with the warmth of the hands here, get it warm. We're going to tap, tap, tap on the outside of the arm. So tap, tap, tap. And here at the shoulder, now bring the arm up, get the armpit, bring it down the side body, bring it down the middle, and up, 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 up. Back to the shoulder, palm up, bring it down the inside. Again, rub some heat into the hand. Let's do the other side. So we're stimulating the different meridians in our body when we do this also. So here we go. Tap, tap, tap. We're clearing energy blockages. Get here at the shoulder, bring the arm up, get the armpit, and bring it down the side. I got to turn a little bit more on this side to make it happen. Bring it low here on the hip, below the belly button. Bring it up the center, and I'll do a fist here at the center and at the shoulder. And do a palm up, bring it down the inside. Tap those hands. Very good. From here, we're going to take the warm hands back behind us on the hips. And then what I like to do is the back of the hands, get the kidneys, go a little bit more up on my back. It kind of depends, if you're able to easily reach back here. Go wherever you can, okay? We're also stimulating the Ming Ming, which is like the midpoint of the low back. It corresponds to the Dantian in the front. So it's all good stuff. From here, we're going to do the lower part of the body of our QiGong detox. So you can do open hands, fist, or side of the hands as you get here in the tummy, the torso. This is considered to be your second brain of your body. The calves are considered to be your second heart, according to traditional Chinese medicine. And then we bring a leg out and then another leg out. So in this crease here is a lot of lymph node nests. You have ovarian, uterine, prostate cancer. They always check these areas. Did the cancer move to these areas? So we're moving the lymphatic fluid when we chop what we call in Tai Chi the qua, or traditionally it's called inguinal crease. Or I guess the groin, yeah? Chop the qua. You have swelling, edema in the feet. These are like essential things to get that lymphatic fluid moving. So bring the feet in, and my feet are a little bit more forward. This is what I'm going to do is take the pads of my fingers and stroke the back of the knees. Again, a lot of lymph node nests here in the back of the knees. Now with the side of the thumb, it's also stimulating that gallbladder meridian. And in fact, come back on up and just tap, tap, tap. That's for lessening knee pain. Again, that's a gallbladder meridian. And then the inside is the stomach. What some people do is they'll cross their arms and do that. My brain doesn't work that way. It's like, I got to do this way. And then you can take your palms, rub gently on the knees. And then the option is to come up on the pads of the fingers, stimulate those acupressure points around the knees. And that just almost tickles to me, okay? Just almost tickles. It's like on the edge and reverse. And then we'll work on the knee strengtheners next. All right, so we're going to scooch back in our chair. And with our knee strengtheners, we also work the upper body, the lower body, the left and the right side of the brain. So again, it's a little dementia prevention kind of thing. So from here, I invite you to bring a leg, show me the bottom of your shoe. You may have to lift the leg off the chair to make it feel more comfortable. And then you lower and hover, and then you point your toe and release. Again, it strengthens all this stuff around the knee, the tendons, the muscles, all that good stuff. Let's do the other side. So flex the foot. Okay, so notice, how does this side feel compared to the first side? Does it feel different? It might, okay? And then lower, hover off the ground. Don't touch the floor if you can, and point the toes. My foot just popped. Wait. And then release. And again, really kind of draw the belly button towards your spine. You're finding some spiciness going on in your core when you're doing this. Now, let's do that again. So we're going to flex the foot. Now, take your opposite hand, the other hand, flex the palm. Okay. And then lower. Woo. Well, I'm touching the floor. Point the toe, point the fingers, and then draw your belly button towards your spine and do a weird basketball dribble. Little core challenge here. And release. Woo, other side. Flex the foot, flex the palm. So again, upper body, lower body, right side, left side of the brain. New neural pathways. And lower hover. And then point the toe, point the fingers, draw your belly button towards your spine, and basketball dribble. Usually I bring up air bubbles when this happens. I'm telling the truth. And release. Okay, so one more, just one more. So flex the foot, here we go. Flex both hands. You see where this is going, right? Yeah, okay. And then lower, point the toes, point the fingers, and then alternate basketball dribbles. And then if you can, both at the same time. That feels weird. And release. Excellent. Other side, flex the foot, flex the hands. Here we go, here we go. Woo, stop, right, stop. But no, we're not. Lower, and then point the toe, point the fingers, and alternate basketball dribbles right here. Or alternate or alternative. I don't know. And both at the same time. And release. Woo! Come a little forward on your chair. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down that chi. Now, we haven't done this one in a while, but we're in that cold and flu season. We might as well. You can take your middle fingers or your two fingers on both hands, find your collarbone and go down about, I don't know, 3 finger widths. And that's where your thymus gland is underneath. So we're going to thump our thymus for about a minute. That's to increase our T cell production, which, that helps us with our immunity. We tend to lose that about after the age of 30. So we're manually stimulating that thymus gland. Now you can alternate it. Now, when I alternate it, I'm always thinking about Tarzan. Y'all probably do or do not know who Tarzan is, but here we go. Yeah, I know I'm goofy. All right. So if I can get you laughing at me, then it's good endorphins for your brain. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Very good. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down that energy from the heavens back down to your dantian. Now from here, I'm going to kind of walk my behind a little bit more towards the edge of the chair. We're going to do peri next. So we're drawing a circle in and in. So it takes a couple of times to kind of get your continuous pattern going on here. Y'all know this as wax on, wax off. Hello, shoulders. You can go a little bit faster. You can go a little bit slower. You do you, okay? I'm feeling sensation on the bottom of my hands. See if you notice that too. It may or may not be happening. Again, after this class finishes, we'll get a sip of water, and then those of you that wish to join me, we'll do a run through of the beginner's Tai Chi, the Yang style short form, the first 12 postures of the 108 long form. So if you were like curious about Tai Chi, this was like the beginner's class to kind of tip your toe into it, okay? And then pause and then wipe it out. We'll be doing that again sometime late winter, early spring. We're going to try to coordinate that with Memorial Day. So we do light a candle here at Veterans Yoga Project to honor those who have fallen before us. So we'll try to coordinate that with that practice that we do here. And then let's take it from here and then imagine you're, cleaning your windows. Please come to my house and help me. Ooh, that left side's really making a lot of sound. Do you have a noisy shoulder side? Maybe. And then we're going to draw it in. So reverse, go the other way. Very good. And you kind of get into this groove, yeah. If you want to get more into your lung capacity, your muscles in between the ribs, you're going to make fists and then bring the elbows a little bit more across. So you're twisting a little bit more if it's available with you and your body. It's called elbow digs. But still, we're kind of doing it in the formation of the Perry. Woo. Again, my shoulders are like making little crinkly sounds here. I'm getting crinkly. And then let's just bring it on top, bring it back in. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Do y'all feel that? Bring your hands to your chest, place them here on our chest, and elbows kind of, looks like a letter T, and then bring your arms forward. Now, what you're trying to do is lower the shoulders or lower the elbows, relax the shoulders, and you've got your fingers here. They're kind of in alignment with each other. What we'll do here is breathe in and out. Then inhale, open up your Tai Chi ball as if you're pulling taffy, and then exhale, bring it in. Draw your belly button towards your spine when you do that. Again, inhale, make that belly bulge. Exhale, bring it in. And again, inhale, bring it out. Open it wide, beautiful. Exhale, bring it in. Let's do one more. Ooh, my arms are shaking. Inhale, drag it out. Exhale, bring it in. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Bring it here. And again, you may feel some energy kind of going around in this circle of the arms, or some sensation, as we call it. Just notice what you notice. It may start to kind of build up. And if you can stay in it, please, I challenge you to do that. If you can't, that's okay too. But then we're going to switch this to releasing the toxins from the body. So we're going to bring the arms out and point the fingers down. Put it here beside your body, and then bring those arms away. And just vigorously point the fingers towards the earth. So you may feel like a heavy sensation at the fingertips, maybe the underside of the hand. You may not be feeling that, and that's okay too, either way, all right? Couple of breaths here, and then we'll move on. Very good. Bring the hands back to heart center, clap those hands. Bring a little bit of, getting rid of that energy that was kind of accumulating there. Very good. All right, we're going to do sumo stomp, swallow flies to the nest, and teacup. So sumo stomp, you're going to notice what's going on with your low back, your hip musculature. So basically, you slide it out to the side and in. So I call this air pose in yoga, but we're going to add some air to it by imagining there's a little small soccer ball here, and you hop your leg over. So you may notice this as getting in and out of the car. You may have to have fingertips or a hand underneath to help facilitate this. Now, if you want to go beyond your own range of motion, your strength range of motion, do have the hand underneath and bring it a little higher and down, and maybe let it drop for that bone building. You've got plantar fasciitis that bothers you, bone spurs. Maybe this is not the best thing to do. You can do a soft landing instead. Again, sumo stomp. One more. And then bring it in. Not sure what one more is, huh? Let's do the other side again. Slide it out. There may be some hip popping noises going on too. Not hip popping out, but hip noises. There's a difference. Okay, and you're comparing this side to the other side. And then, maybe you want to add a little air to it. Try to do your own air first. Just kind of notice what your range of motion is, okay? And then maybe hand underneath to increase that range of motion, kind of, figure out what's going on here. And then maybe allow it to drop. A little bone building here. Okay. Two more. This is two. One more. And bring it in. Very good. Next is sumo ruckus. We raise our arms up. We bring the leg out to the side and in. And we have a little bit of vocalization if you want to. It's just maybe me. So here we go. Hi-ya. And you bring it back in. Hi-ya. Other side. Here we go. Hi-ya. Bring it in. Hi-ya. I know it's silly. Let's do it. Hi-ya. Hi-ya. One more. Hi-ya. Again. Hi-ya. Woo. Stomp those feet. Wiggle those legs. Again, stomp the feet. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy. All right, well, let's do swallow flies to the nest. So we have a hand out to the side. And basically, you're going to inhale, bring it across, stretch that side body. Ooh, that feels good. Exhale out to the side. And I bring my feet a little wide here. Inhale up and over. This is side lateral flexion in yoga. And exhale, bring it across and back to the center. Other side, inhaling, bring it across. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over. And exhale. Now I'm going to add the little poem to it here. So here we go. Swallow flies east, bring it across. Swallow flies west. Swallow flies up and over and lands in its nest. Other side, swallow flies east. Swallow flies west. Swallow flies up and over. Stretch, 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 and lands in its nest. Let's do one more each side. Inhaling, bring it across. Exhaling out to the side. Inhaling up and over, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, land it in front of you. Other side, inhale, reach it across. My chair squeaks. Exhale out to the side. Inhale up and over, reach it, and exhale. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Beautiful. So next is teacup exercise. So the objective of teacup is to keep your cup of tea from spilling. So imagine there's a cup of tea sitting here in the palm of your hand. So I'm at the edge of my chair because we're going to have to hide the hand behind us and then swirl our hand. So we may need to do a little upper body movement and really grab your core, really contract your core towards your spine, but don't forget to breathe. It's hard in this one, okay? So let's do a palm up and sitting up nice and tall here at the edge of our chair somewhat. And we're going to lean forward, bring the hand kind of near your armpit, palm up, so it's still palm up. You turn your elbow out to the side. Now let's hide the hand so it's back behind us. So whatever arm you are hiding, you take that opposite shoulder, lean over to the side, and you bring that palm out to the side. So look at it, it should be palm up. Here's the trick. It's tricky. You're going to bring it low and then up above and back behind you. Core really engaged and swirl it back to the center. Did you spill your tea? Mine kind of tipped a little bit. So yeah, I think I did. Let's do that again. So forward to the arm, hand to the armpit, turn the elbow out to the side, hide your hand, lean out, bring that hand out, palm up. Okay, kind of look at it. Turn your head if you can. Again, whatever your range of motion here. Low to the floor, and I'm looking at it to make sure it's palm up. For the most part, it was. Now, some people, they'll be like fancy when they bring it in. Okay, if you want to add a little pizzazz to that, that's cool. Let's do that again. Palm to the armpit, elbow out, hide the hand, lean out. Okay, here we go. Palm out to the side. Let's start it. Bring it low and then big circle again. Try to see if it's palm up and bring it back around. Let's do it again. Hands forward, arm to the palm to the armpit. Turn the elbow out, hide the hand. That's my favorite part. Hide the hand, lean out. This is my second favorite where I see it right here because I don't know what's going on next. We're going to belly button tight as you draw and swirl your upper body and bring it back to the center. Woo! Clap your hands. Stomp your feet. Back, let's spin the wrist because we want to lose that muscle memory on that side and then spin it the other way. All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to do it palm up. Here we go. And we lean forward, other side to the armpit, elbow out, hide your hand behind you. Feel that little squeeze of the armpit. Lean out. Okay, palm up. So you got your, you're kind of leaning to add some swirly space. So here we go. Ooh, this side's more difficult. And bring it in. This one wasn't as pretty as the first side, okay? Well, and I don't know if they're pretty, but anyway. Here we go. Palm to the armpit, elbow out to the side, hide your hand, lean out, bring that hand out, look at it. Okay, it's palm up. Here we go. Is it happening? I don't know. Wow. I really feel that core in this posture. That's why I kind of like this posture. Plus, it just messes with your brain, okay? I love that part. Palm to the armpit, elbow out, hide your hand. We got that down pat. Lean out, palm up. Here we go. Draw your circle. Woo. And bring it back around. One more time. Make it fancy if you want to. Palm to the armpit, kind of, yeah. Elbow out. Hide the hand. Okay. Lean out, palm up. Here we go. Belly button tight. Swirl it up and around and bring it back. Yay! Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Let's do a little foot patterning. I cannot say that word. Now, so we're going to bring the inside of the ankles, the inside of the big toes together, the knees apart a little bit, and it's called the jitterbug. So basically, we're articulation of the ankle. So we're going to heel toe over to the side, and you can take the upper body and twist the opposite direction or the same direction. I don't know. I'm just twisting. I don't know what I'm doing here. You may notice you twist over to one side more easily than the other. And it kind of depends what your chair is. If it's cloth to cloth, but you can go do the best that you can with whatever chair situation you are in today. I'm in a metal chair. My yoga pants make it it's kind of slick, so I can kind of move a little bit, just a little bit. I go more over towards the right side than I do the left. That's what I notice. And then join me here for the center, back to the center. Okay, now we're going to bring the ankles out, toes in. It's kind of an awkward pose, yeah. And we're going to notice one side may be stronger than the other. So we're going to individually walk them out. So I notice that my left one is a little bit more weak than my right one. I kind of tap either my toes or my heels, whatever it kind of touches, yeah. And bring it in. Oof. And bring it out. The shins might start to get a little tired. One more. Very good. Whew. Let's stomp those feet. Shake those legs. I love that part. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. All right, we're going to do a little bit of energy work here. It's our hand tapping sequence. And if we have time, maybe we'll do some of the finger movement. So let me bring my chair a little bit closer so you can see this a little bit more close up. But y'all stay right where you're at. And again, squeaky chair. I'm at the front of the chair for this. And then what we're going to do first is tap the sides of the pinkies. So that's for lessening headaches and vertigo. So tap. Now we're not whamping, we're tapping, okay? You normally would do this for about a minute. We're just doing like a little sampler today, okay? Again, I record the classes so that this is offered only every other week. So a lot of folks like to do this weekly or every other day. So I go ahead and put those out on my video channel so that those of you that want to practice more than once a week, you have these videos available to you to do that. So tap, tap, tap. Then we're going to go here in the interwebbing of the hands. That's for digestive disorders, nausea. So again, let me see if you can see that. Yeah, you're tapping into that web space, I guess you call it. Or I guess not web space. I guess if we were a fish, we'd have a web, or a frog. We'd have a web there, yeah? I know my mom, she would always like go in there and pinch whenever I'd had an upset stomach. So this is kind of in alignment with that, all right? And then we get to flip it. So flip it. So again, I get to use both sides of the brain when we do these particular hand tapping sequences. Now the next one, if you have rings, that you'd be a little bit more cautious, okay? So we're going to go in between the interwebbings of the fingers. So you normally interlace your hands a certain way. So we're going to tap, tap, tap into those interwebs of the fingers, and that's for pain or numbness in the limbs. So tap, tap, tap. Again, if you got a ring to ring situation, you're going to be a little bit more sweet, okay? A little bit less vigorous, okay? And then we're going to make it still, and then you wiggle the top finger, because now you got to make the other finger be on top. My brain goes crazy when I do that, because this does not feel like the normal way I interlace my fingers. It isn't. So again, I'm creating those new neural pathways. I love it. Interwebs of the fingers, pain or numbness in the limbs helps to lessen that, okay? So next is the pulse point. So that's your heart cardiovascular issues. So some people go tap, tap, tap like that, but I like to do up and down because then we could do this twice as long. So again, tapping into those pulse points for heart cardiovascular issues, because this is where the heart and the pericardium meridians like together. Flip it. Why not? Tap, tap, tap. Now, the next one a lot of people really like is for osteoarthritis and back pain. So remember when we cup the hands, earlier when we did the spinal cord breathing and the swinging of the arms, we cup the hands again, and we, with the cupped hand, tap, tap, tap on the back of the hand. Now, if you've got range, you're going to kind of curve it a little bit. Now, some folks put it down on their leg and they just go to town. I don't promote that. Again, it's lightly, all right? Osteoarthritis, back pain, makes those veins really become prominent, which is, I guess, if you have to have an IV, that's a good thing. I have a nurse in my other class, and she always talks about this particular hand tapping sequence. The nurses really like this one. All right, so other side. Again, I got a ring on this side, so I'm going to curve it a little bit. Makes a nice little sound, doesn't it? All right, now I'm gonna move my bracelets, and I go on top of the wrist. So that's for neck and shoulder pain. So again, it's a cup thing. So tap, tap, tap. Not too vigorous. And let's do the other one. I'm gonna move my watch a little bit. So I'm gonna do it right there. My watch is in the way. That's okay. Again, that was for neck and shoulder pain. Let's do punching in the palm. So that's for lessening stress, anxiety, improves clarity, consciousness. So make a little fist and punch into that palm. Makes a different sound. Let's do the other one. And what I noticed right off the bat, my left side is less strong than the right one. It doesn't make as nice a sound. Well, maybe it does. Now, this one, we don't do this one very often, but it's for easing insomnia. It's kind of spicy. Do less strength in this. It's into the elbow pit, right? You're tapping the elbow pit. So what I notice is the tap strength that I have when I'm doing the back of the hands. If I do that same strength in the elbow pit, it's a little spicy. So I'll go a little bit less vigor. Again, these are different traditional Chinese medicine meridians, acupoints in our bodies. And Tai Chi is very kind of connected to that. Woo! Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down that energy. From here, as if you're flicking a bug away, thumb on top of that finger and flick. So these are some of the hand exercises. It's also to increase circulation in the hands and to kind of address the small capillary veins in our hands. It's also called the stroke prevention protocol. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what I was told. Now, finger pads on top of the thumb pads and press down and up. Now, don't make it flat, make it round, down and up. If you have fingernails, this might be a challenge. You may have to go a little bit slower so you're not digging your fingernail into your thumb pad or your finger pad. One more, all the way to the pinkies and all the way back to the thumbs. And then from here, I'm gluing the inside of my arms to my ribs, and I have my hands out to the side. So I have my thumbs at attention, and I'm going to bring it to the index side and then up and down. Feel that stretch. So this is good for trigger thumb. The other stuff is kind of good for trigger fingers also, yeah. Now bring it down low, ooh, and up, down and up. Notice one side feels different than the other, maybe. And then let's do the water pump. We have the hand on the thigh, and then we bring the wrist off. So it's got the curve going along the outside of the thigh. And then your other hand on top of your fingers. So you push down and you up and down. So again, this is a lymphatic drainage technique also called the water pump. All right, let's do the other side and then curve it down. And here we go, up and down. Very good. Come back to the center, clap the hands once again. A little bit of heat. And let's scoot back into our chair. We're going to do our healing sunshine guided rest. You can place your hands palms up and place them on your belly, on your heart center, whatever's comfortable at this moment. Your eyes can gaze forward, down at the floor, can be softly closed. So just breathing in, breathing out. So imagine healing light entering through the crown of the head, and it's saturating every cell in your body. Feel that healing energy go from the very top of your head, through your chest, through your stomach, through your hips, down the legs, down the arms, all the way down to the tips of the fingers, to the tips of the toes. As you're bringing in that healing sunshine from the top of the head down to your toes, it's saturating again every cell in your body, every organ, every bone, every tendon, all the layers of the skin. Notice where you're feeling sensations in the body. It may be at the fingertips, at the bottoms of the feet, the palms, the toes, the inside of the arms. Notice what you notice or don't notice. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest, of the belly as you breathe in, as you breathe out. Very good. And let's come back into the now, back into the present moment. So let's scoot away from the back of the chair, come to the front of the chair. And once again, hands to heart center. Let's do that swimming dragon once again. So let's breathe in, belly big. And as we exhale, push the hands one direction, turn the head the other. Notice if it feels a little bit more freed up, maybe. And breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do the other side, but first we inhale. Exhale, push it away. Very nice. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Placing your hands in your lap, let's take that nose to the center. Let's draw the atlas point again. Notice if it feels a little bit different than from the beginning of a class. It may or may not. Maybe the speed of the atlas point rotation is different. And then let's pause and reverse that. Go the other direction. Very good. All the way around. And then bring it back to heart center. So I invite you, just for showing up today, in gratitude of you showing up, let's bring the hands to heart center and then drop the chin a little bit towards our chest for our gratitude practice. And let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or maybe an idea of gratitude. Yeah. Bring that, whatever that is, kind of grab it, clasp it. Let's place it into that heart space. And I appreciate y'all's determination, dedication, and discipline, and your responsibility for signing up for a class, for attending, or maybe watching a video later on. So that means you're on this journey of maybe self-awareness, self-healing. And so I really applaud you for doing that. And again, if this class that I teach does not resonate with you, we have all these wonderful teachers here on Veterans Yoga Project online platform. And I encourage you to explore and visit other people on the menu, on the schedule. From here, lift your gaze to be forward, eyes open, and we'll end our class as we began it. So we'll do that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. And then we bow down to one another to end our Chair Tai Chi class. This concludes our practice of Chair Tai Chi.